But right now, let's talk a little bit more hockey with the head coach of your Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brind'Amour. So I think we found the solution to the team's, if we have one, a second center problem. It's you. That was a nifty goal you scored.
Well, I mean, what are you going to say? It's beer league hockey at its best there. But we had a lot of fun. It was really fun to be around the guys again, and the game is what it is. But it was nice to see those guys. I mean, we don't get that opportunity very often, and it was pretty cool.
Star-studded team too. Very impressive. Eric played, scored a goal. Eric Cole was out there scoring. You've got goals from Brett Hedican.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was nice to see those guys. And, listen, we've all certainly aged and
no way.
Showed, but it was, you still felt, I don't know, the connection there. That's the thing about winning. Once you do that, it's
right.
For life. And that bond you have is very, very special.
All right, let me move on to tonight's game. I know you want me to already. Dustin Tokarski tonight. It did look at some point in the third period that Kochetkov might have just gotten a little nicked up. Is that what happened?
No, he had a bit of a hand issue back a while ago, and he had some kind of little procedure down there, so he needed to just take a day off, and that's basically we could have easily played him tonight, but felt like because he didn't quite feel 100% yesterday. Was just give him a day today, and should be good to go next game.
All right, so it wasn't anything that happened in the game against Anaheim. All right, now you and I talked earlier in the season, and to some extent, your offense was masking problems. So now that the offense isn't quite as good as it was in the first 20 games, just, the numbers show 4 goals per game in the first 22 and around 3 or maybe even a shade under since then. What to you is the bigger issue? Is it, goaltending inconsistency, or is it the offense just not being what it was?
Well, I think it depends. I think every night it's kind of been a little one of the two that you just said. I think, Ghost was out, so the power play wasn't scoring as much. Hopefully with him back, that's where some of the offense would, creep up a little. And the consistency part and everything has probably been maybe the one issue that I'd like to see us show up a little bit. I think we've played pretty well. It's just, at times we're giving up some goals we shouldn't, and that's costing us.
Let's address the power play first, because you went on the ice with about midway through the third period against the Ducks with the power play, knowing that you needed a goal. Now you got 2, only 1 counted, but for me, it was the obvious sense of urgency within that power play that stood out.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, you should have that every power play, but the other team has a lot to do with that too. So I just felt like that was a good power play. Like you said, we got 1, and I like the fact that we only had 26 seconds left, and when they disallowed it, and all of a sudden we came back and ran a real good set, and guys, it's that execution part we talked about when they did exactly how they were supposed to do it, and the talent took over the rest of the way there and got a good big goal. And same thing on the 6-on-5. It was executed pretty well, and obviously we were able to tie it up. Yeah,
it was great play by Seth. It looked to me, and maybe the pass was deflected, that he kind of missed on an opportunity just a few seconds earlier on a feed from Andre, right? Yeah,
he had the back door tap in and then missed it, so you kind of thought then that was your chance, but fortunately got another one.
So before I move on to the Sabres, and very, very quickly, I had a hard time. Should I be upset that it was only a point? Should I be happy that it was a point because it was 2-0 down with 10 minutes to go? How did you look at the game?
Well, it was a little bit of everything. I mean, a little frustrations. I think we should have won the game. Played well enough for sure. But but we had a couple moments in there. Like every game, you're going to have that, that don't love, and then those end up in your net. So we got to figure a way to, number one, not have those moments, but also they shouldn't end up in your net either. So we gotta, that's something we just continue to learn from. But I overall thought the game was good, and the process was there. I thought the 60-minute commitment was there, so all that stuff was good. Obviously, didn't love the overtime part, but at that point, you just kind of move on.
All right, final thing, and I know you and Kevin Adams, who's the general manager of the Sabres, are very good friends. They survived a terrible December. They look like they've come out on the other side. They've won, I think they've won 2 out of their last 3. They're over 500 in their last 10. They can score some goals. They've got some size down the middle. Give me a scouting report on what you see from the Sabres.
Yeah. No, you kind of just summed it up. I think one of the more talented teams in the NHL, top to bottom. Their back end's really loaded, and they got some real high-end players up front. And it's, I think their issue. I actually talked to Kevin this morning too. Was they've been just very, very inconsistent, and sometimes they put it all together and they just look like the best team in the league, and then other times it's just not there. So that's with a young team, you kind of have that, I think, at times, but we have to definitely be on our guard because, like I said, if they're on their game, they're one of the more talented teams in the league.
Well, good luck, and we'll see you Friday.
Okay, buddy. Thank you.
All right, so consider this. Rasmus Dahlin and Owen Power. Dahlin was, I think, the first pick in the draft. He was in the Svechnikov draft. I think Owen Power was the second pick in the draft when he came out. And they share a blue line. I mean, there's a lot of really good players on this team. And there's a lot of size. It's a big team. So Carolina's going to have their work cut out for them tonight, especially on the road. Dustin Tokarski will start.